set a new record. No, not for doing anything remotely good. It's for taking privately funded trips, as in trips paid by others, who can then hold influence over the people writing the laws that affect our lives. According to a new report by Legistorm, a Capitol Hill nonprofit, last year, Congress and their staff broke the record for taking the most privately funded trips since restrictions were put in place in 2007 under what is hilariously called the Honest Leadership and Open Government Act. Spare me. Lawmakers and staff members made nearly 1,900 trips, costing more than $6 million in 2013. Israel was the most popular foreign destination, with more than $2 million in private trips financed. 23 members of Congress and their staff went to Ethiopia for 6 days, which cost more than $300,000. California's John Garamendi took trips that private funders paid for that totaled about $70,000 in 1 year. And Minnesota's Keith Ellison took 11 trips, the most out of any of them. And before you get all they have to travel to Washington and back to the place they're representing, his trips were mostly to appear on ABC News shows or at Progressive Institute events. 11 trips. The whole reason Congress tightened its travel rules in 2007 was to limit the influence of lobbyists after the whole Jack Abramoff scandal. But this just proves nothing will stop the greed and perk train. Because you see, members of Congress can still go on trips that others pay for, so long as they aren't registered lobbyists. But if they're affiliated with lobbyist organizations, that's totally okay. That's the case with the American Israel Education Foundation, which helped pay for the more than $2 million in trips to Israel this year. They're not a registered lobbyist themselves, but they are affiliated with the American Israel Public Affairs Committee, America's pro-Israel lobby. That's literally their tagline. So, see how that works? Congress makes big speeches about how they won't be bought anymore and names things with words like honest leadership, but meanwhile, they write the rules with enough loopholes in them to make a million knots. So gross. It's enough to make me want to take a trip out of this country too. Tonight, let's talk about that by following me on Twitter @TheResident.